What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? I hope this message reaches you in good energy. I hope you and your loved ones are in good health. So, I wanted to talk about unrealistic expectations versus the necessary hustle and effort needed to accomplish your goals. How having an unrealistic expectation of a false narrative can detract you from putting in the work necessary to achieve the things you want in life. So let's get into it. Quote of the day: get up and do something. Don't be lazy. G Styles. Song of the day: Go Straight by Yizzo Kashiro. So, shout out to my man G Styles, right? He has his own page. I'm going to tag him in this video. Want you guys to go out there, check him out, show him some love. And he has an excellent page about, just motivation, style, fragrances. You have to experience it to get a full effect of what he's about. But I definitely encourage you to go check him out. And this quote comes from him. This is a concept that I preach a lot, and I love the way he says it. He says, get up and do something and don't be lazy. And when I hear this, it immediately makes me think of all the people out there who want to talk about how hard something is, how difficult something is, how impossible something is. The problem I have with most of the people who have this conversation with me is they are comparing it to a existence. They are comparing it to a reality. They are comparing it to a narrative that does not exist. What am I saying? So check it out. If you want to lose weight, you have to eat right. You have to exercise. These are the necessary steps. Everybody knows that. People who want to make it sound impossibly hard say stuff like, why can't I just wake up and be the weight that I want to be? Why can't I just look at the part of my body that I want to sculpt or transform and it just transforms? How is that reality? How is that a narrative that actually exists? I'm talking about for most of the population, because we have millionaires, billionaires. We have people with a lot of money who can go into a surgery room and have lipo, who can go into a surgery room and have fake muscles implanted. But for most of us, we know if we want something done with our body, we're going to have to take care of it. We're going to have to do the steps. We're going to have sacrifice, discipline, knowledge. We're going to have to do research on what it's going to take to get to that step. Same thing with a degree. Same thing with a job promotion. Same thing with a successful relationship. Same thing with anything out there. When you compare it to a false narrative, it's always going to sound impossible. Why can't I just wake up and walk into my living room and there's 2 duffel bags sitting there filled with $1 million each? Versus I have to go to work and I have to grind and I have to have good performance and good attendance, and I have to apply over and over for leadership. And then when I get the opportunity to do it on an internship, on an intern basis, on a trial basis, I have to put in overtime and I have to wake up early and go home late. See, whenever you compare something to a false narrative, whenever you compare something to a fairy tale, it's always going to sound hard. Get that out of your head right now. That it's going to be easy, that you're not going to have to sacrifice, that there's not going to have to be determination, that you're not going to have to do the research, that you're not going to have to hustle and grind and sweat and bleed and cry to get what you want. Once you go into this thing expecting that, once you go into this thing knowing that, see, the problem with most people is not that they are in a fight, it's that they never thought they would get into a fight. That they get caught off guard, that they get surprised. See, If a predator knows that you're not prey, he's not even going to attack you. He's going to look at you in a whole different light. You're already going to be halfway to victory. Get your mindset together. I love when I hear G-Style say, get up and do something, don't be lazy. Because that applies to all of us. It doesn't matter how successful you are. It doesn't matter if you're just getting started on your journey. You need to put in the effort to get to the success that you want. And as long as you're going to compare it to a narrative that doesn't exist, as long as you're going to compare it to a fairy tale, it's always going to seem impossible. It's always going to seem a lot harder than it actually is. Get your mind ready for the fight. Go into the fight knowing it's a fight, and watch how much different you perform. Watch how your spiritual pressure builds. Watch how your energy changes. Watch how your mindset starts to look at problems. Watch to see the outcomes. Watch to see the obstacles start to move out of your way and you start to move around them. When you change your mindset, you will achieve those things that you want when you know that it is going to be a certain standard that must be achieved to get the goals you want. Man, it becomes so much easier to obtain all the things that you wanted. But you have to compare it to reality. You cannot compare it to a narrative that doesn't exist. All right, I hope that helps somebody out there. I need you guys to take care of each other. Please, please, please be nice to one another. Please, please, please take care of yourselves. Keep me in your prayers. I'll forever keep you in mind. Endure, believe, rise.